surprised that he's going to win.
Well, the question flies exactly what is known. We do know from the WikiLeaks leaks on the day of the first day of the Democratic National Committee that the WikiLeaks exposed that the DNC had colluded
Already
to
chosen Hillary.
steal the nomination from Sanders. He had the damn nomination.
Yes.
Well, how did he have it? How did they steal it? I know they colluded, but how did they?
How did that
How did they
happen?
execute? Is the question.
Politically, I mean, when you go in and you can control the message, when you can bend people one way.
Right.
So they obviously in the WikiLeaks emails that exposed were openly being biased and promoting Hillary Clinton.
Right.
Bernie Sanders could get 30,000 people. She couldn't get 300. I mean, well, who are you going to believe? Your own eyes, or what these guys tell us, which are nothing but lies?
I don't. Yeah.
So
I don't
you're
follow
saying
that.
you're saying turnout to speaking events? Is that what you're talking about? 30,000 versus 300?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this year, tell me about that. That's, I don't even know how to absorb that particular one. I mean, other than it's free speech, but why? Why did you call him gay in that? Not you.
Jerome
but why-
Corsi, who is a Harvard-educated, award-winning investigative journalist, who wrote books and did the documentary called Obama Dreams from My Real Father. In the book and in the documentary, he had discovered, and this has been confirmed by other sources, that both Rahm Emanuel and Barack Hussein Obama, when they were in Chicago, were members of Man's Country, which is a gay country club, and were regular members. There have also been people who come out and said they've had liaisons who have subsequently been. But what you want into it, I take artistic license. But here's what I'm bringing up. Most of the people I speak to, I mean, I haven't seen most, and I'm talking about military men, engineers, housewives, know that 9/11 was an inside job. Know it. Not believe it. Not suspect it. Know it.
I don't know. I question it. I suspect it. I'm on that in that category, but I feel like we don't have solid proof on a lot of these, conspiracy theories. So
Whoa, sir. Let me please spend a moment giving you solid proof. Absolutely. I would suggest you read books like this, America, Deep State, Wall Street, Big Oil, and the Attack American Rosie by Peter Dale Scott. Take a picture of it. Everything in here is documented over and over and over again how the CIA and the FBI, elements within both, and our government, colluded to not only
I know exactly what
bring
it is.
in the terrorists, but protect them
for
before
what
and
benefit?
after.
For what benefit?
Who benefited from 9/11?
Military. So who else?
Military-industrial complex of the national security state. We've been in perpetual war since then. A perpetual state of terror.
Right.
All right? The continuity of government, which was started back in the 50s, that's in here, when we were under the Cold War against Russia in case of a nuclear attack. How do we keep on going? Right? Keep the elites in the in the mountain caverns while we fry a pop. Has been perfected over and over again to the point that they know when a crisis happens, which they can create now because they can create illusion. They can control reality by controlling this. They know that we're running out of, let me put it this way, they don't need us anymore. The only reason the people, the elites in this world, that own them, that tell the lie, because once you know about this, if you can tell me what building number 7, how it came down, I will go ahead and kiss you on both rosy cheeks in the middle of Bourbon Street, right at high noon. There is no way possible that those buildings came down by airplanes. Impossible.
I'm not an engineer, but
I talked to him. As a matter of fact, I just went ahead and YouTube one about 3 days ago. It was an engineer, came up to me as an engineer, been one for 28 years, and those buildings came down by controlled demolition. If you go to architects and engineers, at the bottom there's 2,662 that I last checked on of architects and engineers. Some of them the best in the world. Richard Gage, who was the guy who's the head of it, who have put their names, reputations, and lives on the line, saying those buildings came down by controlled demolition. Now, they say building number 7, this building right here is the Catalyst, right? 47 stories tall. Housed all 16 of our intelligence agencies and the mayor's emergency bunker. This is one of the most secure buildings in the world. Outside of the Pentagon, there it was. Now this building, from where we're standing to the Twin Towers, from here to the other side of the French Quarter, it wasn't hit by a damn thing. And at 5:20 in the afternoon, does this in 6 seconds flat. Perfect controlled demolition.
There seems to be public knowledge around here.
People come by and saying yes. What did I tell you?
But that's
I'm
late,
talking-
right? I mean, the first two. What time did the first two go down? Was it like 9?
Early in the morning.
9:30 and something.
Yeah.
And you said this went at 5 p.m.
5:20 in the evening.
People dying.
According to Barry Jennings, who is the head of security there, who rushed into the emergency center, which is in this floor right here, you could shoot a howitzer into that. It wouldn't make a crack in those windows, yet this building collapsed. Anyway, he goes up to the office, and it's empty. Half-eaten sandwiches, coffee with steam still coming out, gets a call, get out of the building. As he's on his way out, the bottom stairs blow out. They break, him and another guy break out a window, the firemen come along and rescue him. As he's going down the street, the blood and the dust and everything, he's reiterating the story he went through. On his way to testify that, he dies.
Right. All right, I've got a question for you. You had to somehow classify yourself. You're obviously not in a particular party, not one of the mainstream parties.
You do not know that.
Guessing that. What would you classify yourself as?
A political satirical cartoonist.
Quite like that shirt.
Yeah.
I think that's actually
No, but it is true. It's an illusion. You would have, if this election did anything, it's exposed the complete fraud
Right.
that our elections are.
Right.
I mean, look, Trump wasn't supposed to be in there. It was supposed to be Bush against Clinton, and we were supposed to go, oh, shit,
Right.
and just go home, and the globalists who are taking us down, no matter who got in, would have kept on marching on. Trump came in with his own money and bitch slapped 16 would-be opponents out of the way, who were all shills anyway, and the Pope. My God,
Why aren't these people taking down Trump?
they are.
Well, they're not doing it very successfully.
Well, but because no one believes them anymore. No one believes everything they say. If these people were smart,
Right.
if they wanted to
'cause
destroy
they've got the
Trump,
money to do
they
it.
would start boosting him up. They would start saying he's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Then people
because-
look the other
right?
way.
That's how little credibility the mainstream media has now. I mean, people are going to sites like InfoWars and, and Mike Savage, who they just tore off the airways. So, I mean, the censorship is happening, but what's happening, like, hey, look,
All right.
when tyranny rises, so does the resistance to it.
Right. So where can we go for uncensored information?
Infowars.com, it's on the bottom here.
It's got three links there.
Okay.
Infowars.
Yeah.
That's
From there you can get other links. I like the Colbert Report out of Japan, James Colbert, he's excellent. Of course there's Drudge, Drudge gets more traffic than all the other news sites
slanted.
combined.
I thought Drudge was pretty slanted to right wing, was it not?
Drudge, if you want to call it that way, if you want, yeah, yes and no, but in the sense that,
But they are. But it is true.
Yeah,
very
yeah,
least.
but the thing is, he isn't making up this news.
Right.
All he's doing is going out there and grabbing it. You know, he's going. Now he was on Alex Jones' show, Infowars, about 6 months ago, a year ago. Matt Drudge was. Drudge doesn't do interviews. No one even knows what the hell he looks like anymore, right?
I didn't even know it was a person. I just knew.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'd say he's very good. He's a giant in the typing of. As I said, he's the biggest thing on the internet. More people visit him every month than all the other news networks combined. So that's a huge. But he was on Alex Jones' show not long ago and said issue because they murdered Scalia. That was a murder. That was a ritual murder.
Hey, where you guys at?
And
I'm here.
the reason, and of course that's what's the biggest thing about this election is we have to go that Supreme Court, and we're over with. We become a socialist nation, and we're over with. They just destroy us. They come in, they open up the borders, we lose our culture, our economy, our identity, everything goes, and then we all just become a one-world government. We all hold hands and go kumbaya into slavery together. Oh, wonderful. You just get enough to eat, and here's a little show. That's what they got for us, because the end game again is for them to kill us. We don't need us anymore. The only reason the elites that did this and owned them was for this reason. The only reason they ever kept us around because of slave labor. They needed us. They don't need slavery anymore. Why? Because they got computers. They got robots. And they got machines doing more and more and more and more people work. They're even talking about driverless cars going to be here in another 7 years. Right? We already got them. What are drones this, drones that? Try to get someone on the line speaking to a real person. Now they can't.
What's wrong with global civilization? Why do we need borders?
As long as it's not centralized government, it's fine. But if you're talking about breaking down all barriers to have a centralized government, who's going to say who elects them? How do you elect them? That's Hitler's wet dream. And you really think that the damn elites are there for our benefit? They're thinking about us? When in history have they ever thought about
No,
us?
I agree.
So if you give them central control, that's the only way we can stop that is by keeping our own little countries and our own little
But
identities.
we also
and keeping them
continue to
strong.
fight with each other in that scenario.
They all,
We do.
only
We do.
Probably not in New Orleans.
most of the stuff that we fight about is contrived anyway. It's, we want us fighting against one another. Black Lives Matter. No, all lives matter. What? Boom! It's all about fighting. They want the white fight, black fight, red fight.
Right, but
because that is, we should not say.
But that's also-
that's contracted. It's like a
It's all divided.
that's what you're asking for. You're asking for borders, which is continued
No,
division.
but not without understanding that just because you have an identity here, you want to keep the culture here, doesn't mean you disrespect someone else there.
Yeah, but if
you still respect what they do, but it's what
As long
America
as they're
was
not-
born on. We lived that way for a long time. We were doing it. We were getting away with it. We actually
we stole
started.
it, so we can't just come in
The
here.
whole, please, come on, look. Go back through history. The whole damn world is all about conquest, isn't it? It
Does
has
that
been.
make it good? Does that make it good though? Is that a justification?
It makes what it is. I ain't giving you good right, but as conscious beings, as we rise, and you've risen, go ask that question.
Right.
We got to a point where, okay, we got plenty to eat, we're drinking. Oh, let's sit around now and talk about how we can make it better. That's what we do as good spirits. But there are other spirits that are going, well, these people are having too much fun. They're talking around about, they might get the idea that they can get more than we want to give them. So we got to start killing them. And that's what they're doing now. They don't want us to have any more freedom. Most of the people now that have grown up for the past 20, 30 years don't even know what freedom is all about. They have grown up in a socialist education. And when you take over a country here like ours, you don't do it militarily, we're too strong. So you have to start out with handing people.
I did.
Right. Thank you.
Now, should I lift this? Am I an
You
adult?
were warned. I can't. It's a free country still.
I'm an adult.
As far as you've been presenting yourself so far as one.
Oh my God!
I know. still a 11-year-old at heart, just, stupid juvenile humor. That's
You
me.
need some more with Trump though as well. Like
Well,
this all
yeah.
seems to be Hillary bashing, but what about Trump? He just gets that. Well, he does get that. But needs some more.
Well, he
I
doesn't.
mean, I guess his sound bites are enough. To be honest.
Well, indeed, he doesn't have his own, and he's coming out so fast. But also this, I focus on the political history. So far, he doesn't have one.
Yeah, outside of the birth of the movement or whatever it's called.
Well, but then the things I do look at, as I try to look at, I mean, they can look. Like, you got David Brock, and ordering $500,000 to anybody to dig up dirt on Trump. Well, if you got to do that, how are you, there must not be much. But, I'm looking at, they call him racist. He was only started to be called racist when he started running. Before that, he was the champion of black people.
What?
Yes.
Which champion of which black people?
He got the Jesse
Come on
Jackson
now.
Award.
Stop it.
He got the Jesse Jackson Award for racial harmony. He, in 1930, when he opened up his clubs in Palm
Do you not
Springs.
consider Trump an elite? Is he someone else?
What do you, as opposed to the Bilderberg Group, which he's never been part of, as opposed to the CFR, which he's never attended, as opposed to the
I'm just as opposed to his bank account and where.
So
his
what
circles.
are you blaming him for success in our capitalist society? Is something success now a sin?
Is this recording?
Yes. Why? What you just said would be embarrassing. Yes, I can understand that.
No. What I said was not embarrassing.
What? That
But just
success
that,
is
that's
something to be ashamed
That's
of?
something that I'm on. And
That something is, that success is something to be ashamed of?
No, of course. Listen,
Are you familiar with
listen.
Are you familiar?
Don't twist my words. Don't twist my
I
words.
wasn't. I'm just tired of
Success
having
is not
people
something
being
to be
brainwashed by these
ashamed
people into using things
No,
that
but
normally
come
would
on,
be something you'd
if
applaud
I was
to
not-
being against you.
Listen.
That's how opposition. I know debating. I do it all day.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I can see that. But I wouldn't come and approach you if I was a close-minded person, would I?
Oh no, I'm loving this. Thank you very much.
So
This is a real.
let's not do that because I'm not. I just want to understand what your
Oh, yeah.
position is. Like maybe you love him. I don't know.
There's a man in our government, floats around as a mover and shaker called Newt Gingrich. A high muck's been around for 30 odd years, right? During an interview on CNN or whatever, the commentator asked him, why don't even Republican elites don't like Donald Trump? This is how he answered. He said, because Donald Trump has never been initiated into our secret societies. We don't know who he is. Secret societies are the things like the Bilderberg Group, the Club of Rome, the CFR. These are the people that really run things. They are the real policy makers because they control the strings behind this. They're the guys behind the curtain. Trump, again, he started out, he wasn't supposed to be there. He was supposed to be, right? He came in with his own money. He wants to break up the multinational criminal gang now that is trying to form that multinational or one world government that will put us in change and start killing us in earnest because they want a 97% reduction of the planet Earth. Look at the Georgia Guidestones. In 1974, a man, very tall, distinguished, walks into the Albany Granite Factory and goes, I represent the most one. And I want you to build this monolith. And on this monolith, we'll have to have the 10 directors of the future of mankind. Boom! There's the money. It's still there. They call it the American Stonehenge. You can look it up. On these 20-foot high, 18-inch thick granite plaques in 8 different languages, the #1 directive for the future of mankind is this: to maintain the world's population at no more than 500 million in accordance with nature.
Well beyond that now.
Well, by meaning that about 97% of us have to go find another place to live. And that's what they're doing with the GMO foods,
Yep.
with the poison vaccines.
I'm aware of that.
Right. So that's the ultimate thing here. This man wants to stop that. Trump wants to stop that.
I don't know that Trump's desires are that clear.
No, they are. He was the one man that said,
Did you like Bernie?
no. No. Why should I like him? Look what he did since then. One, he had the nomination in his hands. He was here. Bernie, go in there and get it. This proves it was stolen from you. Go in there. What did he do? He stabbed all of his followers in the back. Just gutted them. Just, now go follow Hillary. I mean, just gutted these people. They were crying. He had the nomination. The proof was there. And then he just does a complete Benedict Arnold and treason. Just, now he's out. Then he goes buys a $600 lakefront house. Got a brand new red Audi. He's driving around it. Looks like an idiot. Yeah, Bernie, the sellout bastard. I didn't like him before. I hate him now. And you tell me, oh, like Bernie. He was a sellout to begin with. He didn't even try to go after Hillary for what he should have done. We're tired of hearing about the email. You moron. Bernie Sanders. That's part of the damn bullshit education they put into you, saying, oh, you gotta trust the government. Yeah, the problem is the government, but let's make it bigger.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you and speaking with you.
I know it wasn't a big deal.
You have
Go
a
to
great
those
day.
websites.
I keep them.
All right, go to those websites.
All right, you have a good day.